I'm Tyler Parmer, President's Office Intern with the Berks County Community Foundation. We're here at the Growing Center in Frederick, Pennsylvania. Let's go inside the farm and check out what's going on at the greenhouse. Here we are with Linda Boyer from the Growing Center located in Frederick, Pennsylvania. Linda, ask me a little bit about how you got started in the Growing Center.
Well, actually, it came into our lives. My husband and I used to be growers, and we had a for-profit greenhouse business. And my husband was diagnosed with a brain tumor in his brainstem, very, very serious, life-threatening condition, in 1992. And up until that point, we had, like I said, it was just a business where we grew and sold flowers. And afterwards, my husband's brain tumor left him with many residual effects and with no prognosis and no prescribed therapy. So I had brought him home from the hospital, and he was paralyzed. He was in a wheelchair, and the doctors really didn't understand what would happen, how much he would have that would be, his recovery would be. So, of course, the business, the flowers were his life. So after he was recovered enough from the actual surgery, physically, I brought him down here into the greenhouses in his wheelchair. So he eventually, over weeks, days, months, he got himself walking. He got his balance back. He started moving his arms through just the potting and just the actual horticultural activities that he did in the greenhouse business. And eventually he went from a wheelchair to a walker to a cane, and he pretty much got himself back to where he was before his surgery. So because of that, we thought, and you know, as other customers would come in, they knew what the situation had happened with my husband. And they would say, well, how did you do this? And he would explain, I don't know. I just started working in the greenhouses, and eventually it happened. So after a while, when he was recovered enough, he did some research on horticultural therapy, and he realized he could help many, many people recovering not just from brain tumor surgery, but brain injuries, those that were recovering from strokes, those who had multiple sclerosis, those who were mentally challenged, anyone that had physical impairments or challenges in their life. So one by one, it started out with neighbors, friends, just people saying, oh, this guy at a greenhouse can help my mother. Can I bring my mother? Can I bring my son? My son was in an accident. My son had an injury of some sort, and that's how we started.
All right. For those that don't quite understand, how does horticultural therapy work, and why should people, seriously consider it for their lives?
Well, horticultural therapy works in many, many ways. It's physical. It's like physical therapy. It is psychological benefits. It's done in an environment that is stress-free, that is non-threatening, that is, as you do the actual activities, as you actually physically move your body, or if you're standing at a bench, and it's the environment itself allows you to just take your time, relax, and perform a certain task that's in front of you. And when you're not under the eyes of someone who's wanting you to reach a goal that says you need to finish this curriculum, by the end of the day, or you're not under pressure. You're just here to just relax and see what we can do. Sometimes it's just the fact of the environment. A lot of times it is just, you can take horticultural therapy and apply it to many, many different challenges in your life. If it's social skills, there's many people that come here and they have had some very tragic things happen in their life that has impacted their lives and has completely changed where they thought they were going to go in their lives. So we take that, and sometimes it's just being introduced to new friends, being able to have a conversation with a stranger, and someone who maybe has not had those skills, that does not have the ability to make new friends, or someone that's been isolated for one reason or another, whether it's a physical illness or whatever. They find themselves in a conversation with total strangers while we're standing around a potting bench, and the conversation just starts to flow, and they open up and they find themselves, wow, this is easier than I thought.
So Linda, you said you've had a great time working with the Yaxters of Berks County Community Foundation. Tell me a little bit about the specific programming you use with the teenagers that come here to the center for therapy.
Well, I guess how to answer that is what our goals are for our participants in our youth at risk and alternative education programs. A lot of that is to teach social skills. We strive tremendously on respect, self-respect, self-esteem, working with the team, letting them know that it is not them against the world. It is working for a goal together, reaching that goal together, and celebrating it. That could be working in a garden, for instance. Let me give you an example. If we have a garden, and it needs to be our gardens, if it's a vegetable garden, and that we're growing in our healing garden. Now the produce from that healing garden will be donated to a local food bank. So we say to our participants in the youth at risk programs, today we're going to till and plant and weed or whatever. But we're not working, it's not one against one. We're working together. We're all working together to start the project, work on the project, complete the project, and celebrate that we've completed it at the end of the day. So that is all done with someone who is our leaders, our horticultural therapy staff, with kind, respecting adult people. And they observe. This is how a self-respecting adult person acts. There's no foul language. Absolutely, we have rules that there is no disrespect, no off-color jokes, and that we are all here to work together as a team. Some of these kids have never worked together as a team. Some of them have never picked up a shovel. They've never had their hands dirty in a garden. They have no idea what they're doing. They just know that we're working together, and we make it fun, enjoyable. We talk about uplifting and positive things, making good choices. We have an area of our garden that is dedicated to the parents of murdered children. This is a garden that if families come here and they make a garden in memory of a child that's been lost to some sort of act of violence. There's a tragic stories back there to tell. Sometimes during our youth at risk programs, we ask these groups to do the weeding of those gardens, and we'll tell the story of the person that the memorial garden is dedicated to. We'll tell them that a lot of times they weren't gang members, they weren't drug dealers, they weren't bad kids. They were sometimes just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that bad choice cost them their life. And this is what we try to get over to them. And life is about making choices, and you want to make good choices, positive choices. And we try to impact the fact that this is the end result of living a life where you just don't think before you do. So our programs involve so much of just positive reinforcement and making them realize they're good people, and good people can do wonderful things with their lives, but you have to make good choices. I just want to say again, thank you so very much to the Berks County Community Foundation for your support over the years, and especially to the Youth Advisory Committee. I just can't show my gratitude enough. When you have youth come into my greenhouses, teenagers that really have little experience in life, and a lot of the experience they've had have been very positive and wonderful and haven't had a negative impact a whole lot in their lives. And they come here searching a way that they can help those others in their community that have not been quite as fortunate, that have been raised in an environment that has not been so friendly and more abrasive, and that they're struggling and they face a lot of challenges. And when the youth that come here from the advisory committee, they get that and they see that, and they really truly want to help their peers to have better lives. That just touches my heart beyond belief. It's what every parent, I guess, wants to see in their child, that they've raised a child that wants to reach out and help another person for no other reason. There's no financial gain for them. There's no gain at all. Just the fact that they want to come here to help. So I want to thank them from the bottom of our heart for all the support they've given us in sharing our vision, knowing that the horticultural therapy programs do work and do make an impact in their other youth's lives. And so thank you. I just want to say thank you very, very much. We appreciate it deeply.